Guys, if you're a Lakers fan, I want to hear how rough has it been to watch Spencer Dinwiddie. All right. And I felt like he was going to be a better fit. I honestly thought he was going to go to Dallas, but I knew he was an LA kid. So I knew there was always going to be a chance. However, I didn't expect Spencer Dinwiddie to struggle as much as he has, or kind of, affect the team I thought he would have been a bigger contributor a bit quicker. And as of late, what we have seen with Mr. Spencer Dinwiddie in the Los Angeles Lakers, Spencer Dinwiddie so far as a Dinwiddie. I know someone says my D's sound like T's. I'm sorry. But Spencer's stats as a Laker have not been that great through what now? 5 games. I apologize. 4.8 points, 3.5 assists, a steal a night, shooting 31% from the field on 6 field goal attempts, 25 minutes a night, and 23.5% from the field. And everyone was saying like, oh, he was just tanking. He was trying to force his way out of Brooklyn. That's why his stats were bad. And I was hoping that. I was just hoping it was a fluke. And I know he's a guy who primarily takes threes, so his true shooting is better than what his field goal percentage shows. But it's through these 5 games, it's not been what they've wanted. So what have their record been the last 5 games? Well, the last 5 games, they have gone 3-2. But in their 2 losses, I think the one in Phoenix, this game against Phoenix, I think they could have very much benefited from having an extra firing power off the bench. I mean, they lost by 10 points. And right here, their starting lineup, they have 22 from Davis, 20 from Russell. All right. You have all your main guys putting up the points. Over here, 28 from LeBron, 14 from Reeves, 13 from Hachimura. The whole time, okay, we knew, the bench was not producing the way that they needed it to. And bringing in Spencer Dinwiddie, Taurean Prince should not be the leading scorer off the bench with 8 points. That's the whole thing I'm getting at. They brought in Spencer Dinwiddie to be at least an efficient 10 to 11 points, kind of like what he did in Dallas that year where they went on that run. And as of so far, that's not what has happened. Do I blame Spencer Dinwiddie? No, I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I think the biggest thing right now that they've struggled with is him just being, what is his specific role? I think they need to take out, they can't have Reeves on the floor and Russell can't be on the floor when he's out there. I think that's the biggest thing we've seen. I think he needs to be kind of the next to, if LeBron's going to stay on the floor, put him next to LeBron. And if Davis is on the floor, I think he just needs to play off of a guy like that. I don't think playing next to Reeves and Russell has been that beneficiary. I think, obviously the lineups are going to be, there's still a lot of time to tell, but if we go over here and we go ahead and look at the numbers, I'm going over in a second to pull up for you guys. I love how cleaning the glass takes forever to load, but we're pulling up the lineups of the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm trying to find it right here. So if we try to find their best lineups with Spencer in them, we got to figure out which ones are going to give up the least amount of defense and which ones are going to be the most beneficiary for them in terms of what they can do. So I want to see what they're trying to do. So when we look at this right now, obviously their best lineup in terms of point differential, I mean, only 170. You can't use this one, but I guess the one that they played the most is probably Reeves, Hachimura, LeBron, Davis, and Russell is their best lineup. But if we're trying to see which is the best with Spencer, let's go ahead and see which ones they've played so far. So the lineups with Din are going to look like what? Sorry guys, we gotta pull this up and it's information. Okay, here we go. They have done so far 29 different lineups with Dinwiddie in it. So the one that they've played the most with is D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, Taurean Prince, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes. That one has a point differential of negative 5.6. Their next lineup is Dinwiddie, Russell, Reeves, Hachimura, and Davis, and that's actually plus 26. So that one we need, but they've only done that in 19 possessions. And yeah, basically all their big lineups with Dinwiddie, Reeves, Hachimura, Wood, and Davis. That's another really good plus 73. I mean, obviously these are skewed. Jackson Hayes, Christian Wood, Torian Prince, D'Angelo Russell is good. Ironically, yeah, it seems like the better the lineup with, you know, the bigger they go, it seems like he benefits tremendously for them when we're looking at per cleaning the glass. Now, which do I think is their best defensive lineup with Din in it? Let's see. Their best defensive lineup with Din in it is going to be Din, Reeves, Christie, Jackson Hayes, but they've only done 3 possessions in that one. So one that they've got double-digit possessions in is Reeves, Dinwiddie, Prince, Hachimura, Davis. But that one, again, they're hurting offensively when they do that. I'm trying to see which is their best offensive and defense, like, yeah. And it's looking like the Dinwiddie, Reeves, Hachimura, LeBron James, Davis is their best in the middle, plus 32 offensively, while their points per possession are 122. And I'm not one of those people who are going to sit here and be like, oh, you got to take everything that the stats say. As someone who's played basketball, I know stats aren't everything, but they do paint a picture of like what the lineup should be, what they, you know, they could look like in terms of the playoffs. Again, we're only 5 games into the Spencer Dinwiddie here, but it's clearly they want him to be a guy who's with the bench as he's playing with typically Hachimura, Hayes, Wood, and sometimes either LeBron or one of LeBron or Davis. Sometimes not even either. He has benefited when he's played with both of them on the floor. So it's clear that I don't think his best lineups are with Reeves or Russell. Seemingly, it is beneficial for him to be playing off of Russell more so than Reeves. I think Reeves is clearly, they don't play well next to each other. It's because they both kind of do similar things. So, again, I do think it's an interesting fit and a delicate one. But that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys are a Lakers fan, what would you do and why? As we get closer and closer to the playoffs, it will become, you know, pretty important that they figure out how they're going to do, what they're going to do, and why. Because, you know, Spencer Dinwiddie's not looking good right now, and they need him to look better, as he's going to be someone that I think plays a bigger part on this team than you guys would imagine. But that's it. Those are my 2 cents. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe.